It's being recorded.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Unleash Her. Okay, I'm Roberta, your host for the podcast, and I cannot wait to introduce you to my special guest today. If I can pronounce her name right. Okay, Dovile.
That's it.
I did it?
Yes, you did
Okay.
it.
Please pronounce your full name and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So thank you, Roberta, for having me here. This is so fun. And just even thinking of me for this podcast. So I'm Dovile Krompaski, and originally I came from Lithuania. So I grew up in Lithuania for first 19 years, and my home, it's been over 30 years in the United States. So basically, I'm coming from former Soviet Union country where everything was very different than what I when I came to the United States, what I found when I arrived at and the abundance I saw in the United States. But what I want to just touch base, even though I grew up in Lithuania, my dad instilled in me this beautiful, beautiful feeling of abundance. And the abundance was what he just said when I was little. He told me that if we have food on the table, we are rich. So all my growing up, I thought we were rich. And when I look back right now and I could compare our accommodations and living environment, by no means we were not rich. Like we would have like no hot water for months. We would have no heat for a long time and just all of it. However, I grew up so happy because dad told me we were rich. And he also instilled in me something that you celebrate with for no occasions, you celebrate some, always find a reason to celebrate. So like he would come home and here would be champagne coming out and he and mom would have champagne and the celebration was just because we so I saw them celebrating always something. And so life was beautiful, really life was beautiful. And so with all that knowledge I came to the United States and I and the feeling of abundance. So even up to today, I always try to find every day something to celebrate. And this might be like just stopping for ice cream cone, with my boys, or doing something unexpected, or just buying flowers. But there's something always to celebrate and just to celebrate life, really. So here I am and I'm on a beautiful journey right now. And Roberta, I'm so glad to meet you. And right now, disconnect via our podcast, really.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I just love this. I love your story. And I'm sure everyone is like, wow, how cool is that? Just hearing you talk about your childhood and how if you have food on your table,
Mhm.
you're abundant. Like, seriously, guys, that's why you have this positive energy. And so we just met like a few weeks ago or so. We were in the same personal development program and realized that we lived miles from each other and our mentor was thousands of miles from us. So this was so cool. So we met for coffee and I was like, "You are so amazing. You have to tell your story."
Thank
And
you.
so yeah, I love it and I appreciate you being on here and it's so good. And just please just share about your experience here in the United States and how long have you been here?
Very quick. So it's been over 31 years. I mean, it will be 31 years actually in the United States. So truly my life is here and now I just go home to visit or so. But the seeds of growing up of Lithuania always, are and will be with me. and especially all those feelings and beliefs what I brought in to United States, I continue to nurture them in beautiful, beautiful way. But when I look back, the abundance and all came, I think, with my belief and my just knowing that all things are working out for me, right? When I look back right now, they really truly were. And I think when you have your energy coming out with and putting out that it's like, of course it's working out. Of course, this is great. This is fun. This is easy. Um, you can see how life comes into pieces in such a beautiful way. And like even looking back and seeing scholarships and opportunities, like it was opportunity for me to come and study. And it's when I look how much money just came into my life to do beautiful things, it came out of above, really. And I feel like
Um,
I was open to receive all that, and it's just great. It's just really great. And so then I finished studies and so forth and been working. So music is my life. It's been all my life from like age 6. I played piano, then I did went into studying organ. So I'm a music director at church, and I love my job working with people and finding beautiful music and creating with them. And then also even just finding music, then I can take them on that journey into this music world that by themselves they can't go. We need all of us to go together, make all these voices, and for them to experience this beautiful, beautiful music. So this has been like 27 years of doing that. And so I know life, music always will be part of my life.
hmm.
But this is what unleashing part. I think it's coming because when you study, or do you want to ask a question, or should I just go in, or what
Oh
would you?
gosh, you're on a good. The one thing that
Hmm.
I'm dying to ask is, okay, so what do you do if, because everything always works out, but are you ever dealt some contrast in your life? And if so, like, what do you do with that? What do you think?
To me, I think it's faith, and faith knowing that we have contrast in life, and having faith that I come out on top of that.
Yeah.
And so then, like, I don't sit in despair. I don't sit in, in I don't marinate in negativity. I just sometimes I feel like it's enough. It's like it's enough for me to feel sorry for myself. I mean, it's good to experience all that and
Mhm.
allow to kind of process in my own way. But then it's like, okay, let's go on. Life is happening. I'm in my life, and I would like to now create something that I love. And that's where like I just come out of the gloominess per se.
Yeah, and it's not going to stay there forever. It's a temporary thing, and that sometimes contrast is brought into our lives to help us grow, right?
Absolutely. And I love that because then I'm stronger because of that. I am better because of that. So when it's just a lesson and you just have to experience it, it's part of who we are, then let's experience it and let's move on to the next growth, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So is that kind of like where you were headed in your story here? You were talking about music
Mhm.
and your journey is leading you to other places?
Absolutely. And I think when we all searching for this like a purpose of life and just being beneficial to society, like we want to be alive, right? So
Yeah.
like when we look for that, I know when we start that personal journey of finding our purpose, finding like why we created and what is that our like what are our gifts. So we are I feel like when I started that, like looking, okay, so there's more to me than just the music, you know, even though my life is filled with music, I knew there's more. Like I could tell there's growth. I know I want to do more, like be more actually, and then do more. So personally, and I think when we become ready for that growth, the teachers start showing up in our lives. I bet Roberta, you can tell me your right, like your teachers in your life when they came when you were ready for that. So is that right?
Absolutely. That's very well said. Yes. That's
Mhm.
perfect.
So my teachers like, and when I knew when I was going inwards, actually Sonia Riccardi, she's one of Bob Proctor's students that created her like unsinkable whole line of products. And somehow that was a time that I wanted to see that. And, you know, I got the program, I started like learning me. And of course, she connected with Bob Proctor, and Bob Proctor, you know, his program, you know, went through that, and then connected to Kathleen Cameron, our mentor, right? So we
Yes.
that's how we got connected with you, Roberta, and so many beautiful other beautiful women and men. So teachers always show up, and I think so with this personal development and embodying all that information, I realized like, whoa, I can't, there's something else I'm called to do and serve in bigger way
Mhm.
besides the music. I'm like, of course I can do it. Of course, you know. And 4 years ago, I could not even think about it. I thought, this is what you do. You find your, you know, your love, which is, you know, music, and then the rest of your life, this only thing you kind of do. But now I'm like, whoa, I can't, you know, there's more way for me, in more ways I can serve. And so then the idea came out like, what if I do something that with this personal development, right? And I knew if I would be, you know, like a coach or so, it would have to be my own authentic way.
Mhm.
And my ways usually is like has to be fun. It doesn't have to, you know, I can't do like long, and it's not me, right? So the concept came to me, and it's just so beautiful. The concept came to me like, what if I do something, it's a personal development lessons, right? But I do in such a way that they are short, they are so indulgent, they are so like approachable, like that they will not scare people away, those people that are not awake yet. And I thought, you know what, for people that are searching for something more in life but they don't know where to start, they're kind of stuck in that you know, groundhog day kind of mentality, right? They can, like, they know they want better life, they know what they have, they don't like it, but they, you know, what's the next step? And I thought, what if I do these small little short lessons that they could just take one lesson at a time and start like waking up their consciousness, and then they can really kind of wake up and then say, oh my goodness, I want to know me, I want to go for something big. So so I thought, what would that format look like? What would it be? And then I thought, this is so funny. I thought, what do I love? Like, and talking about my dad and all the foods and abundance, right? With the food, I'm like, I love desserts. I love the creativity of desserts, you know? I love the chef's ability to make something so beautiful, right? I love colors and in being intricate and so forth. So I thought, what would the dessert, if I would have to create a dessert, beautiful dessert, but would be for your mind, what would that look like? So I wanted, and of course, like, you know, we don't feed dessert, physical dessert for your mind in a way, right? But the feeling of having this amazing dessert for your mind, what would that look like? So with my web designer, Molly, amazing, amazing Molly. Anyway, we've been working for about a year and created this phenomenal, indulgent, kind of like a dessert, indulgent product, right, for your mind. And where it's like, it's full and it's packed with amazing personal development tools, and truly it's like all the things I have studied, all the, embodiments I've done it in, I wanted to create in my way that it would be filled with all those mental tools to help you start your, like waking up your consciousness and start betting your life like right now. You can do while you're having a beautiful coffee or your beautiful drink of your choice, right? And instead of scrolling through your phone in a way, right? You could, you can give that beautiful indulgent dessert for your mind while you're sipping a coffee. I wanted to feel that and I wanted to create that. So that's where it came out of all this personal development, this Mindspresso. So we called it, let's call it Mindspresso. Wouldn't that be fun? It's short, it's easy, no strings attached, Mindspresso.
I
So,
love it.
so for years ago, I just thought the rest of my life I would do music. But now finding and going within, I'm like, whoa. And, like, I thought I would have told you you were crazy if if you would said, yeah, in 4 years you will have like business or whatever, I'm like, no way. But right now, and this what excites me, that this all ability has been within me all my life. I just was not aware of that, right? So this is the lesson for all of us. We are such treasures of to move mountains, truly, in life, if we choose to, if we have become aware of it. So like, what are we waiting for? Like, what would you love to have and be in life? Do it. Just go for it. Like, what tickles your heart? What like fires you up? What do you want, that like waking up every morning and say, oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is so fun. I can't wait, to truly be awake, you know? So it just do it. And this is just the beginning. I'm so excited. And like, and we can have these stories, all of us, and that's what unleashing, right, Roberta? That's your part of
Yes.
it, right? Unleashing, truly having this empowerment to go after your dreams, empowerment of go for what you want and follow your heart. Your heart will tell you what you want.
Okay. You, that's it. She said it all. Like you covered it. Holy cow. That
Thank
was
you.
so beautiful. And that's really how it works, guys.
Mhm.
You just gotta, you just gotta let it go. Just let go and let these things, because they will come to you. The same thing has happened with me. And where this is where Unleash Her came about. And, I was speaking with a client today and she's like, I am over 50 and I'm just like, who am I? And what do I want to do? And I'm like, exactly. Yeah. Okay. It's okay that you're 50. That's still very young. So don't worry about that.
I am 50. I am
I
50.
know, right?
What?
Same.
And it's just the beginning. So it's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
It
I feel my
is.
body.
It is. But your journey, so when you went through this, because I love how you explain it too, you're like, wait, I love dessert and I want people to experience like all of this. Was this just like one thing that came out of you like all of a sudden, or was it like little bits and pieces that kept coming? Did it come through journaling? How was that process? I'm a little curious.
Sure. Like how did I create my espresso you're talking about?
Yes, yes.
So I knew like there are many beautiful, beautiful courses, beautiful people, a lot of coaches, right? In many different, with different aspects and different ways. And I thought, okay, what is my unique voice? And I knew I don't want to follow someone else's path and see, okay, they have a course and they have this and it's beautiful. But I thought if I'm not feeling it, I have to make it my own way. And this is where like never ever copy anybody because it's not your path, right? So I started looking at my own path and like, and what do I love? And I thought, okay, I love indulgence. I love fun. It
Yeah.
has to be light. It has to be. So, what would that be in a coaching aspect? What would that look like? Right. So, and I thought, okay, if I have to like see it with my mind, and what would that look like? And desserts came to my mind, and I thought, oh, so I looked at in on my Mindspresso story actually, and I thought, okay, what would I put? Like, how can I say this abundance and my dad and my parents and all, and this abundance. So I found this picture of my 1 year old celebration, I guess, right? So my parents holding me over the cake with a candle. And there's like a bunch of people, and the table looks like a wedding reception. I don't know what they did, but it was beautiful, right? And I thought, that's it. I always was surrounded with this beautiful celebration and abundant feeling. And so I thought, I'm going to just translate that feeling into my coaching beautiful short lessons. And that's where like this what it came, and then images of the desserts and stuff. So what my web designer did is we created, and basically what it is, it's like you have beautiful imagery and you have music and you have your teachings in that, so all your senses are kind of being fed, really. But I knew every lesson I do, and even when I started to create the lessons and finish, I knew that every lesson, my hope and my goal was that when the person reading it and implementing and so forth would leave with impression and increase. So when we started that whole journey with even like web designers say, okay, how do we put this on on the computer, right? How do you put this feeling into the computer? And then I said, okay, anything we do has to leave it's leaving the client, or with the impression increase. So that was our like a main slogan, really. Like a main kind of out of which everything else was coming out. So I knew when I read it, I felt better. So I hope it's that the same energy translates to everybody else, and it's beautiful. It's really what she created is like, oh my gosh, the pictures of the desserts, and just it's like you feel like $1 million being in that world. And that's what my goal was. So we're here.
Yeah. Yeah. You did it. It's beautiful. Your website is absolutely beautiful. You shared that with me. And gosh, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're doing amazing things and you're such a good example to so many people who have, this you've unleashed your authentic self. You have brought it out in this beautiful way that I've never seen done before.
That's it. That's my authentic way. And I thought, this is me.
Yeah,
Thank
get
you. Thank you
ready.
for noticing, right?
Get ready because people need that, they want that, and they're being attracted to you. And that's why I was so happy to have you on here today because oh gosh, I knew people had to hear your story. You're such a beautiful soul and
Thank
I'm
you.
so fortunate to have met you and God, I'm just looking forward to seeing where your journey goes. And
Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
do you have so now do you have the summer off?
So what I am, no, I mean,
Okay.
some music and all that
Yeah.
continues, but with my espresso, what I'm doing right now, it's what's in the works. And I just thought, just gonna share because it's so
Yeah.
beautiful. I knew, so, probably for anybody that we create, business, and then you say, okay, so who's your client? Who do you want to reach, right? So what really excites me is the corporate world, actually. So as we speak, my web designer, what we're doing is we're putting corporate presence into Mindspresso, meaning
Mhm.
I I see Mindspresso like in my heart, like it's already there. So I'm just now doing the things, but it's like it's a global line actually, but it's for the hotels. I see in the hotels, I see in the cafes, I see in the spas, in the health and health and wellness. So we creating this like really the world where like I'm offering for businesses to really have another layer where they would, if it's in the hotels, right, it will be for them to really look at the person as a whole, not just for the guest bodies and mind, but it's also like for the soul, so you have some product that feeds the entire human person, and caters to them, right? So we are like so excited, like so from literally from cafes to the wellness to all, and how that might express in the corporate world would look like, because our minds, our soul, that's the most important part of us, right? So,
Mhm.
and to really have something to offer to anybody that comes to their corporate space would have Mindspresso as an option to feed people's minds and better their lives while they're staying in a hotel, while they're having a cup of coffee, and so on and so on. So
Mm.
we're beyond excited to to do this right now. So that's in the works. That's really like where we just putting corporate, presence on the website and starting right now to just branch out to corporations because everybody needs this, really.
Yeah. Yeah. And the timing is always perfect. And this has been, you said, about a year of creating this.
Mhm.
And I love that. I love your journey, watching your journey,
Thank you.
and how all this just came about.
Mhm.
So I feel like you have so much to teach people. And I just love that. I love the part of that, the celebration, because Kathleen always says to us too. It was like celebrate even the small things. Celebrate those things. And we just get busy and we need to stop for a minute.
Because it's
And
heavy, right? It feels
yeah.
heavy when you don't take time for you. It gets heavy, and then your heart feels heavy. You're just like weighted down. Like no, no. And choose what
Mm.
you love every day when you wake up. Choose what you love. What would you love, even though if it seems your day is gloomy and there's a lot of negative things, maybe do one thing a day in a day that it's for you. Do one thing, so that's where you show love for yourself and by taking care of yourself. And so for me, when I thought, what would, if I would say like in a word or a couple of words, what, how would I describe how my best version of me, which is already, I'm trying to be that every day. But I thought, what would be my like motto, right? What would be my slogan, my saying? And I thought, okay, what I love is, so it would be love, luxury, and fun. So like when I have those components, I'm like, of course I will do it because that sounds like fun and I would love to do it. And it feels indulgent to me and abundance. So it's like a luxury or something, even if it's a small thing. I will go for it and I will do it. So more I choose what I love, more things show up in my life to choose from that I love. So always take the first step. Take your first step towards
Mhm.
what your heart desires. And then you'll have abundant life, which has always been for us all our lives waiting to be like experienced it, but waiting to recognize that it's always been within us. And then what
Yeah.
makes us alive and is worth living. So let's do some living, people. Truly.
Yes. Amen, sister.
I know, right? And just celebrate life because life is so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Thank you. That was beautiful.
So
You
welcome.
sharing your heart and you know, recently I was kind of like faced with something. I had this decision and I'm like, but wait, my heart's telling me this, but my mind is telling me this. You listen to your heart,
Mhm.
right?
Fight your mind, and I think our previous late mentor Bob Proctor always would say, right? He would say, get out of your own mind and allow your heart, your soul to speak. Because our
Yeah.
mind will keep us very tight and very, leashed actually.
Yeah. Right.
And that's where the
That's
freedom,
exactly.
when you get unleashed, that's your
Exactly.
freedom comes. And it's like, of course I will do what I want. And I love this.
I know it's so perfect. It was like so perfect. And all these beautiful women are just coming to being attracted to me in, as far as like I had to have you as a guest today because I knew people had to hear
I'm so
about you.
grateful, and this is such a beautiful opportunity. And it's like, wow. And you know what? Like, we should do it sometime in the future and look back of how much growth we have done. We do like a reunion,
Okay, definitely.
whatever format that might be. Maybe we'll be both on TV.
Oh, for sure.
Here we
For
go,
sure we will.
right? See, we're planting the seeds of our greatness that are it's been always within us. Cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Yeah, me too. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yep, we'll be back. We'll do this again in 6 months or something. How's that?
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love this. I love this. Roberta, thank you. Thank you for being in my life too and just allowing me to share my story.
Oh, you're very welcome. And thank you, because I know big things are coming your way exactly how it's supposed to work out. So you're open to receive, and here it is. So gorgeous. Thank you. Thank
And
you so much.
thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Bye.
and thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope you feel empowered. I know you have to after today. I know you found some valuable information that you can use and just celebrate life. It's so gorgeous. So, I want you to live an extraordinary life and to do what you love. And this was such a good way to bring about that today. And if you would like more information on my VIP coaching, please feel free, reach out, let's talk. And I like to leave this not with goodbye, but my grandma didn't like goodbyes. So instead of goodbye, she would always say, so long.